You met her, and it felt like magic, like she saw the real you. But 3 months later, the same woman who adored you now tests you, pushes you, and drains you. Every time you get close, she pulls away. Every time you trust her, she invents a new test. And you're left wondering, what the hell happened? Why does love feel like a trap? Here's the brutal truth. You're caught in a woman's father's wound. A wound programmed decades ago, long before you ever showed up. And if you don't understand it, it will destroy your sanity, your energy, and maybe even your heart. Here's the twist most men never see. You'd think a woman with this wound would crave stability, right? Someone steady, reliable, emotionally present. But her childhood didn't teach her calm, it taught her chaos. Emotional whiplash, unpredictability. That's the world her nervous system knows. And stability? Ironically, it feels dangerous. So at first, she's drawn to you. The man who shows up, calls when he says he will, doesn't vanish. Finally, someone dependable. But then her system starts fighting back. Calm triggers panic. Intimacy feels threatening because in her experience, good things never last. And just like that, she recreates the chaos she knows. Arguments flare. Criticism appears out of nowhere. Drama erupts, not consciously, not maliciously, but automatically. Imagine this. The weekend was perfect. Connection, laughter, closeness. You wake up, and suddenly, she's distant. Cold, irritable. You ask why, and she brings up something trivial, or something you thought was settled weeks ago. You're blindsided. What just happened? The closeness itself triggered a fear response. Her system is protecting her by pushing you away. This is what I call conflict as emotional regulation. The fight isn't about the argument. It's her body trying to survive. Calm feels dangerous. Tension feels familiar. And the cycle repeats. Moments of connection, followed by sudden withdrawal. Affection, followed by suspicion. This isn't random. It's a childhood script on repeat. And there's more. She confuses attention with love. Being noticed, desired, wanted, that became her substitute for real emotional connection. Her sexuality became a tool, not out of shallow desire, but survival. Intimacy feels intense, but it can carry a hidden transaction, reassurance instead of connection. The pattern repeats endlessly because the wound beneath it all is never truly healed. Your relationship starts to feel like a roller coaster you can't get off. Brief highs, sudden lows, predictable crises. Resolve one argument, another appears. Because the instability is the system. The pattern is the point. Here's the harsh truth most men miss. Words are seductive, but patterns never lie. She can apologize, make promises, even declare love. But if her reactions never change, nothing really changes. Actions are reality. Words are just smoke. Some men get drawn to this chaos, sometimes without even realizing it. If you're the fixer, the rescuer, the man who feels purpose in being needed, the drama becomes intoxicating. You feel important, capable, essential. But here's the problem. This isn't love. It's codependency disguised as romance. You're not building a bond. You're enabling cycles that aren't yours to fix. Boundaries are the ultimate test. A healthy partner may push back at first, but ultimately respects your limits. Not her. She interprets them as rejection, abandonment, even betrayal. Escalation, guilt trips, tests. These are her unconscious defenses. And if you don't protect yourself, you'll lose yourself in the process. What she's often ready for isn't partnership. It's a merger, where your identity gets absorbed. Healing is possible, but only under strict conditions. Keycap 1 recognition. She must feel the patterns deeply, not just understand them intellectually. Keycap 2 behavioral change. Insight alone isn't enough. She must respond differently, consistently, in real situations. Keycap 3 structure and support. Therapy, accountability, and guided practices are essential. Her nervous system needs repeated corrective experiences, not empty promises. You cannot heal her. Your love cannot substitute for her effort. Your consistency cannot erase decades of trauma. What you can do is observe. Is she actively working? Is progress visible? Is she taking responsibility? If not, the relationship will consume you, no matter how much care you give. Both partners must take responsibility. Trauma explains behavior. It doesn't excuse it. And you must ask yourself, why am I staying in cycles that drain me? Two unhealed people do not grow together. They repeat patterns endlessly. A woman with a father wound will test you. It's not personal. It's not conscious. But without recognition, effort, and structure, the pattern persists. Understanding this gives you power. You can protect yourself, maintain boundaries, and make the choice. Stay in a relationship that nurtures growth, or leave one that consumes your life. Some wounded women are in the real process. They're doing the work, making progress, and can become extraordinary partners. Others are stuck in pattern, repeating trauma, and testing your patience endlessly. Your responsibility is clear. Recognize the difference, protect your well-being, and stay open only to authentic connection. Compassion doesn't mean sacrifice. Understanding doesn't mean toleration. Awareness gives you freedom to walk away when staying costs too much, and to stay when growth is real, visible, and lasting.